Is what does it mean to be a man?
Well, Kiko, thanks for having me here. I'm excited to be here, long time listener, so first time on podcast. So the question itself came to me because we're all in quarantine now, and all we do is watch TV. So I was watching this movie called "What's Eating Gilbert Grape." For those of you that haven't seen it, it has Johnny Depp, it has Leonardo DiCaprio, and this was a movie that Leonardo DiCaprio should have won the Oscar for, but he was only 19, so they weren't giving it to him. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix now. And it's not even about the movie how I got this question for you. So I'll give you a very small scene. So the Johnny Depp character, he is a grocery clerk, and a a wife with two kids hires him to do deliveries, to bring deliveries to her house, and then they hook up. And Johnny Depp's character is aware that she is married, and the husband shows up, and here you have this husband working hard and taking care of his kids and his family, and while Johnny Depp is smashing his wife, smashing her, right? And he's providing, he's doing all the things that a husband should do, and it poses the question, like, so this husband is doing everything, yet we're still trying to smash Johnny Depp. So,
Well, she.
well, she is, yeah, she is. Maybe, I
Maybe
mean, I think
we.
we all are trying to smash Johnny Depp at this point, but in
Yes,
general,
as well.
as
As well.
well,
Yeah.
but she is still trying to do Johnny Depp. And it posed the question like, what is this husband doing wrong? Maybe he is not man enough to contain her. He's provided, but maybe he's just missing something. So it brought me to the question of, so what do you need? Like, what solidifies you to not get cuckolded, to not have like a little grocery boy come smash your wife?
Damn.
Mm,
Profound.
yeah.
Profound. And you started with a gangster ass movie that I actually watched recently, and I also agree. Leo should have gotten the Oscar for the retard role. Johnny Depp. I mean, we're gonna have to talk about this in a more general sense because if we're talking about Johnny, I mean, let's all be honest. If Johnny Depp, if you're the good husband, you do everything you gotta do, and Johnny Depp wants to come smash your girl, you kind of fucked. I mean, it's Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no fucking job, there's no salary you can do to stop that. But in
Mm-hmm.
general life, if we're talking about fuck boy, grocery boy, you
Mm-hmm.
know, Johnny from the corner, right? Um, I feel like because I think where you're coming from is if this guy's providing, this guy's being what a man in our eyes is supposed to be, right? Somebody who provides for the family, who doesn't run, who doesn't scare it out. Isn't that something that she should see as like a manly thing, or I don't? I mean, I don't know if in the movie I don't remember if it was that the guy wasn't fucking her right, if that was a factor, or do you think that she was just looking for a younger guy, or do you think she was just a fucking bitch who doesn't deserve love, right? I mean, I think those.
I mean,
Did you watch that movie, DJ?
I actually did not see the movie. I now that he mentions it, I want to see it. I've heard about it. I heard it was good. Um, like we're talking about whether or not she deserves love. I don't know if that's the question because everybody
No,
deserves love.
the question is, what did this guy do wrong? And just to give you a bit more context, this is like a typical like 40-something-year-old guy
Mm-hmm.
who goes to work every day, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would assume at some points he might be a bit boring just because he gets home, he's fucking tired. I mean, it's hard to fucking be the. I think where where Tabo's coming from, because I did watch the movie. It's like this guy. I mean, yeah, he I guess he could entertain her more, but at the same time, it's like this guy's fucking going out there, getting the bread, bringing it home, cutting it. Like, so what is a man supposed to do to keep his women? Is that the question, Tabo?
No,
Or
well, that's
or
part of the question. But in
or
general, how should we behave where we always have to be on the defensive?
or is providing food and shelter enough to like to preserve the relationship, to for it to for that situation not to arise, or
Apparently not.
is that inevitable? Like, will you always be interested in anybody from the opposite sex once you see them, like just any, like, because the reverse could happen, like where the guy's looking at other girls, or the girls looking at other guys. Like, is that eventually gonna happen? Like, are you eventually gonna be interested in fucking a younger version of your wife or any other, like, just a younger girl or guy or whatever you're into, depending on who you are. You
I
know?
mean, that's a cynical way of looking at it, and most of it is that. But I like to think that there is a small section of people that can actually enjoy their partner regardless. But I guess it does take a lot of work, and this is something that we don't have the answer to. But it does bring to mind. There was a comedian called, oh man, why is it that when I'm on the podcast, like the thoughts just go? Patrice O'Neill, I think it was his name. It was this amazing comedian. Unfortunately, he passed away many years, well, not many, but yeah, he passed away. But he had a joke, right? I mean, this was like a very edgy, non-politically correct comedian, and he had a thing where he was like, when he's with his girlfriend, right? It's like his girlfriend started going out with him and fucking with him because she saw that this guy was a good fisherman, right? He's like, damn, he can fish, right? This guy's a good fisher. I fucking like that. Now, when she's with you, she wants you to stop fishing, right? And he's like, I'm gonna stop fishing, but I'm gonna keep my boat, right? And he's like, I understand this doesn't make sense to you as a woman, but for you to keep wanting me, you need to know I still have the ability to fish. If I sell my boat, you lose your respect for me. You're like, this motherfucker, I'm the only fish this motherfucker has, and he doesn't even have the ability now to fish more. I don't know if the metaphor is a bit too childish, but it sort of clicked for me like, oh fuck. It almost seems like you are right, Tavo. I feel like you have to be on the defensive. And even though it's all lovey-dovey, it's also like, it's weird because it's gotta be subtle, but I do gotta keep you in check and let you know that if I wanted to, I could go out there and have a buffet. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, which brings you to the next piece of discussion. Can't speak. And so, what are we supposed to be doing? Because we're getting now, like millennials, we're becoming fathers at this point in time. We're taking care of kids. We have to do certain things. Like, so we didn't get the chance to go to war. Like, we didn't participate in World War II. Like, every movie ever, like, the father always went to war, and that was the standard for how to be a man. Like, oh, you have to be a war veteran. You have to, like, take care of your entire house. Like, you never cry. Like, how dare you not even know how to fix a car? Those sort of things. But society has changed. Most of us never had to do any of that. So we're at the point now where what we do is we're good at making video games. We're good at knowing how to use computers. We're good at making podcasts. This is what we do. This is our standard because this is how we grew up. Like, we evolved with technology, so technology is within our blood. It's like yeah, we don't know how to fix a car, but we can fix your computer. We can make a code that'll fix the car for us. We can do these things. And I bring this up to bring up, like, the next point of discussion is, so the things that we do now may be not as sexy as what our fathers did. Right? Because, like, what we're doing is we're sitting in a computer. You physically just see us typing, and then we make the change. So what you see is just clicking and typing on a keyboard. Whereas before, you would see, like, under the hood of a car, right? Like, mowing the lawn, all that. Like, I would never do that. I would pay someone to do this stuff. Like, I have more money. I don't have to do my own chores.
Or like fixing the sink or something.
Yeah, it's like that's old man mentality. Like, this is new age. I'm like, I have extra money, so I don't have to waste my time on things I don't want to do.
I think there's two things of it there. One of them is, I agree with you that it just always seems a lot more cool, the shit that our parents did, right? Like, their lives were, I mean, our parents specifically are Latin, right? Hispanic, so they didn't have a specific war, except the whole country is a war, right? Living in Latin America is a war. But they always had, like, stories, right? Like, that about, like, how manly they were and the shit they did, right? And it almost feels like biologically, women haven't evolved quick enough to recognize the shit that we do, like as manly. Like this motherfucker's typing, you know, like like I want to see a wrench and some fucking torque. So I do think that eventually, I mean, I guess having power and having power over shit, having money and power over shit, eventually will make women recognize that in you. But I do think, and I am also the type of person that's like not good with like the house chores, like, oh, let's fix the pipe and all this shit. But because at times I haven't had the money, right, the possibility of having other people do it for me, I kind of also think that it is a bit important to have a little bit of those skills. Like, for example, knowing how to, like, if you need to go fucking public transport or do this or fucking try to open the sink and see what the fuck is there. Like, I feel like a little bit of that does help, not necessarily to prove you're a man, but it gives you a different perspective of life that allows you to not only be that person at the top that's only used to paying shit. Like, it almost makes you like able to manage yourself in the case where you end up broke. I don't know if BJ, you can add to this because you're an actual mechanic, a plane mechanic, motherfuckers. So you know, you do have those skills as well as the other skills that we all, you know, share as millennials, you know, little home bitch motherfuckers. Like,
Home bitches.
what do you think that brings to the table? Like having that.
It definitely adds value to you, you know, as a person, to have these skills of mechanics, or you know, how to fix a sink, or just work your way around the house. It adds to the value, and then depending on the kind of girl that you trying to conquer, or trying to be with, or trying to court, or trying to do, some of them might find value in that and appreciate it, and some of them might not. And like it makes no difference whether you know how to fix a car or not. For me, more often than not, I see that if you have enough money, then you're good. Like you don't even need to know these skills. You just need to have the money to tell, all right, this guy, go do that or whatever, and you free up the time that you would be using to, you know, to fix the sink or to work on the car. So now you can go on a vacation. You're like, oh fuck it, you know what, the car's not working, so let me go rent a car and go on a boat or some shit, you know, because I got money like that. Or fly out to Vegas. Like they need to fix my house because one of my 17 toilets doesn't work. Let me.
So
go
BJ, would you say that it's more like if you have the power to resolve, that's the important part. Like if it's you below the pipes or someone else, but you're getting the shit resolved, then that means to be a man, right? Okay.
So definitely problem solving skills is necessary to establish yourself as a man.
Do you
whether
guys
it be
think
through money or through physical labor?
Do you guys think that